I am joined by Tomas McCarthy. Now, Thomas, you were actually here before, weren't you?
I was indeed, yeah, Chris.
So, obviously, you are a local musician. Now, what have you been doing since then?
I've been gigging around an awful lot, doing a little bit of recording and trying to build up my career. Like with Cork Rocks there. Have you heard of Cork Rocks?
I have. No, I've worked with them for a bit now, getting to. They are the guys who actually get the musicians like yourself in here to me every week. But just tell me what exactly they do, because that's something people don't really know. They're not too well known.
It started off by a good friend of mine, Stephen Manning. He's a local hero on the music scene in Cork. But he put it together as a kind of a platform for local musicians like buskers like myself to play like the big venues in Cork. Like he had us play the Everyman, the Opera House, and a lot of different gigs that kind of spawned off that, you know. He's after advertising it so well that he got people featured on the original Rory Gallagher website, and he gets artists involved and everything. It's just a platform to get into where musicians want to be in Cork, you know.
That's a very big thing too, especially having Rory Gallagher, you know, up there with him. I mean, that must be an honour.
It's unbelievable. Like, I was featured on his website myself, like, and there was only, I think it was 9 bands ever featured on his official website, you know. So Cork Rocks is responsible for that, you know.
Now, you play a guitar, yeah?
I do.
Where did it come from? Like, I mean, did you just pick one up when you were a young fella?
Well, I remember watching my father when I was younger play, and he kind of played all the Bob Dylan and stuff like that, you know. So even my appreciation for lyrics would be kind of up there with that. I started kind of trying to learn myself, and then ended up getting lessons in Talker Music School, literally only down the road, off a great teacher, Mark O'Brien, who I was actually here with before, but he taught me how to play classical and stuff like that. But I kind of was self-taught after that then when it came to the blues and stuff, and when writing my own songs and all that.
So you've played a bit of classical, a bit of blues. Would you have any certain genre, or are you just a bit of everything?
A bit of everything. I like to keep it, you know, different every time I play. It's more of a show as opposed to a type of music, you know. Like I play the slide guitar now, and I play the guitar facing up on my knees, and a bit of reggae and blues and classic and gypsy jazz and stuff.
And you think you'll do so?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
As a musician, you know, what's the best part about being a musician? Or we start with the worst, actually. Give me the worst and then give me your best.
The worst parts of it? Not much really. It's just, you know, that there's a lot of pressure when you're playing big gigs and stuff like that, trying to get over nerves and stuff, you know, or even people telling you that you won't be able to make it, or even doubting yourself. You know, it's very achievable if you put in the time and the effort, you know. And I suppose it's just the kind of the doubt that you're going to kind of get nowhere, and you're dedicating yourself too much. But when things start showing up, then, you know, when things start getting better and you start getting rewarded for your work, then it's well worth it, you know?
And what's your reaction to a person who would say to you, maybe you're not going to make it, or you're not good enough? Have you been in that situation before?
I have been, and being quite honest, the fact I was told that makes me even more eager to get bigger and better, you know.
Which is always a good thing to have, really, isn't it? Because a lot of people would put the head down and, you know,
that's it,
kind of shy away. Your best moment?
I'd say the first time signing autographs, and when people started singing back the lyrics to my songs. Like, for example, with Cork Rocks there now, we played the Opera House, and straight after I was signing autographs. And
it must be a really cool feeling.
I went from sitting outside the Opera House busking, looking up at the names, to actually playing on the main stage, you know. Thanks to Cork Rocks and Stephen Manning's idea, you know.
Influences, who would be maybe your top 3 or 4 influences out there?
Well, depending on the style of music, like you'd say, well, Rory Gallagher, obviously, like, you know, an Irish hero. Like for the electric kind of guitar stuff, we'd have various different blues artists I listen to. Rodrigo Gabriela for flamenco, AC/DC for rock and roll, you know, all this kind of stuff, like, you know.
Balcony TV, something you mentioned to me during the week. I never had heard of it until you said it to me, and I checked it out on YouTube. What are these guys doing? What's their kind of aim?
Well, it's a YouTube channel that where, like, there's one located in all the major cities. Like, you'd have one in Cork and Dublin, you'd have them in Australia and Perth and Brisbane, all them places, you know, America, all over the place. And basically they just get up and coming musicians to come up and perform a single tune and a small interview. And it's basically streamed all over the world on YouTube. So, you know, like the likes of Jesse J now and Mumford and Sons and Ryan Sheridan and all them, they were all on it, you know.
And you write your own music, don't you?
I do, yeah.
How do you go about writing a song? Do you have a certain way you might do it?
It varies, really. Like, I mean, if I get a nice riff on the guitar and I play it over and over, and maybe some words might come in, you know, and I'll just leave that and leave it grow itself, and anytime I want to add to it, then I'll add to it. or you can start off with a lyric and need to put music to it, you know, and it just builds from there. Then I find that the longer you spend writing it, the better, you know, if you give yourself time and leave it stew for a while, like, you know, you might
come back to it, yeah.
or else it might just flow out. It depends, like, you know.
And how long would it usually take you to write a song?
I can write a song in 20 minutes, or I can write a song in 3 weeks, you know what I mean?
I suppose it all depends on the mood, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In 5 years' time, where would you like to see yourself?
I was actually talking to a band called the Voodoos who are touring America at the moment, but they're interested in myself to play guitar for them. So they will be coming back here and we'll be doing a few gigs together. And there's a couple of tours around the world. I won't say when though or where, but that's yet to be confirmed. So just stay tuned to the Facebook page.
So you could be just touring around worldwide with a band.
It, yeah.
That's fairly amazing. That's a really big step for you, isn't it?
That's exactly it. Like, and I wanted to come back to the Cork Rocks point on that if it wasn't for Cork Rocks, I wouldn't be doing a lot of the gigs and a lot of the recognition I have nowadays. I mean, the last time I was playing the Everyman Palace with Cork Rocks, I got a call from a fella named Rob O'Reilly who went into the Dragon's Den with an idea to build a guitar for the fashion industry called the IG guitar. And he wanted me up, so he got me up to the airport hotel to play, and they're going to be I might be getting a guitar off them to kind of show around the place, so that's the kind of recognition I'm getting, you know. So
it's really kind of boosted you a lot, hasn't it? It really kind of put you on the scene and put you out there, like, hasn't he?
And people are hearing of me, you know, before I'd even consider the fact that I'd be heard of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing, like, what's going on, you know.
And that's what Cork Rocks can do, which is amazing.
Oh, that's what I can do, man. And I mean, even with in November there now on the 9th, they have a gig for Abby's Wish to Walk. It's, you know, it's a charity event basically, you know.
It's a 12-hour gig, isn't it?
It's 12 hours, yeah, starting off with a kind of an all-agers gig to a certain time, and then it'll be taken over on the main stage and stuff with the later on gigs, but it'll be 12 hours, well worth the ticket, going to a great cause, and you're supporting your local.
And do you know how much tickets are?
I'm not too sure, so I won't put a figure on it, but it won't be more than.
Well, I will keep people posted on that, because it should be a good gig. I'm probably going to get in on that one myself, to be honest, because it seems like it could be a bit of a massive one, to be honest. The Everyman really have to get on board too with it.
Well, there's some wonderful acts coming on. Like, I know we have Claudia Carney. She's a friend of mine. She's like a Raspy or a Imelda May who plays saxophone. She's wonderful, writes her own songs and all. But there's the likes of Jericho there now will be playing as well, and
which we had on the show actually a few weeks ago. Going to get back now and ask you about your gigs. When is your next gig?
Well, we had one today, Sunday 21st, obviously. It was a Ballinspittle Festival. That was a great one. We got to play with a great band called The Service, which my uncle's actually in playing drums. Wonderful band, Scar, they rock the place. But our next one there now will be on the 25th in the Brew Bar, McCurtain Street, and that'll be accompanied by Claudia Carney on saxophone, and she might do a few tunes herself, hopefully. And
what time's that all kicking off at?
That should be at about 10 o'clock, I'd say. In the Brew Bar, it's free and free out.
It's free entry, yeah. So, well, I mean, you can't beat a free gig at the end of the day, can you?
That's it, man, you know.
No, well, I was going to ask you about your track. I'll ask you about X Factor first. I ask this every week to each band that comes on. If Simon Cowell and co were to come to town tomorrow, set up and say, do you want to be on the X Factor, would you go and would you try out?
I wouldn't. I'd probably make them up a mix CD of proper music. Like, you know, I'd stop trying to support the karaoke singers of the place and try and get on more Bob Dylan's and David.
But why wouldn't you though? Why wouldn't you?
Because he's getting good singers to be packaged into the one kind of the sound, you know, like the amount of people you get singing Beyonce and stuff like that, and he's not promoting songs to be created or music to be written, you know, or not promoting the area in which he's doing the auditions. He's promoting already rich musicians who are recognised and haven't probably even written the song themselves, but he's promoting karaoke as opposed to originality and creation, you know.
Which is a fair point. I like to get each musician's view on the X Factor. Some are good, some are bad, but I like to kind of just see what you think of it anyway. And I'm going to play a track by you very, very soon. A track called Sweet Honey. How did you go about writing this and what's it about?
Well, I remember writing it at the start, like with the first verse there. It was all kind of about my dreams to head off and play music full time, you know. And it's just kind of what the effect that music has for me and for the human race, kind of thing, you know. But I kind of brought in a past love I used to have, you know, with a girl, but it's a sweet song, a feel good song, you know.
Hey, well, this is Tomas McCarthy and Sweet Honey live here on Nite Life.
When man beat the drum and he frightened the devil. When the rhythm filled the air and we all found heaven. When goodness filled the land, evil was dead and buried. Oh no. Well, I pack up my bags and I hit the road. For life is just a story that remains to be told. And time is passing by, I don't seem to be worried. I thank God for the people who do things differently, make the world a better place, and I definitely try. Oh, I definitely try to be myself. Better be myself than try to be someone else. Whoa, yeah, well, I know my baby, sweet honey, that you love me so. Oh, well, I know my baby, sweet honey, that you love me so. Whoa, yeah. Do-da-ba-dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da. Well, we buy a big car and we follow the sun. With nothing to do, we can make our own fun. Gather up all our dreams, together we can leave this town. Well, the summertime's here and the weather is hot. There ain't no woman like the woman I've got, and I'm feeling so high, I just don't wanna come down. Well, we strike up the band, we can play our own songs. With nothing to lose, we cannot do it wrong now. But come now, baby, and let us try. You and me, baby, till the day I die. And there ain't no woman that I'd rather have spend my time. 'Cause I'ma spend it with you. And I know my baby, sweet honey, that you love me so. Oh, well, I know my baby, sweet honey, that you love me so. Oh, yeah. Do-da-ba-dee-da-da-dee-da-da-da. Settle down in a house overlooking the sea. You buy 2 rocking chairs so you can rock it with me. Raise 2 great kids who grew up and gone. Build life on love, but be forever strong. Live so long, we go down in history. Not a word in the world could explain what you mean to me, but life on love, it's forever strong. Now we even got our own song. And I know my time on earth was time well spent. 'Cause I'll spend it with you. And I know my baby, sweet honey, that you love me so. Oh, well, I know my baby, sweet honey, that you love me so.